That's right, folks. The one and only DWeezy's back to give another episode of the Lunchtable Roundup. So come and get cozy and grab a seat on this Father's Day edition as we sink into some of these lines. Now, on this slate, we got just MLB. So let's slide over and take a look at what we got on the menu. Now, as I said, this will be just the MLB slate today, but DWeezy and Bam will have a variety of content in the future. Now, first up, we have New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays money line parlay at plus 190. Now, the Yankees are the hottest team in baseball. It's that simple. Uh, Over 30 games, above 500, not even at the halfway point in this season. Up and down the roster, we have players hot. Judge is possibly putting together an MVP season, and there's just no betting against them. Currently, I believe they're on an 8 game winning streak and have won 9 out of the last 10 games. Now, as we look at the dance partner we have with them, Tampa Bay, on the hill, they'll have Corey Kluber, possibly one of their hottest pitchers, if not their hottest starting pitcher. In 6 out of the last 10 outings, he's gone 6 innings, giving up 3 or less runs. That being said, something I'll look to target when the numbers come out is possibly a first five or team total under Baltimore Orioles. That's their matchup with Tampa Bay. Um, Using a parlay like this with two favorites going into the game, I do like it saves from having to pay that juice with that comes with a favorite and gives you the possibility of finding some good value. And both those teams to put down one unit at plus 190, I definitely see how that'll go. Now, as we move on to our next matchup, we do have another 2 game parlay. Atlanta and Houston money line plus 158. Both teams are hot offensively. Both teams have been killing the over on the game totals. This is something that I plan on targeting. Um, and Atlanta, they're coming off a long winning, double digit winning streak. Uh, Currently lost back to back games to the Chicago Cubs. I think we get a bounce back game out of Atlanta here. And Houston, again, another hot team in the league. And, like I said, targeting two favorites that are matched up against lesser teams. In an instance like this, you're not so much betting on the better team to win, you're almost betting on the bad team to lose. Bad teams invent ways to lose games. And here, that's what we're trying to do, capitalize on the good teams playing the bad teams. Now, next up on the slate, as I said, something that I would be targeting is the game total in our Atlanta Houston matchup. Looking at the trends and the numbers, both teams have been well over in a lot of their games. And being matched up, I do think we could definitely go over that number of 8. Now, to move on, a later game in the day, we have the New York Mets minus 1.5 on the run line, plus 170. For those that don't know or maybe aren't accustomed to betting baseball games, the run line is the equivalent of the spread, say, in basketball or football. And in this game, plus 170, we have the Mets, another hot team. Beginning of the year, playing well against the predictions of some when Their starting pitching went down. They've battled through that. They've still been able to rack up W's, even as people doubt them. Now, I'll admit I'll be a doubter later in the season when it matters, closer to postseason. But I do think the Mets are a hot team right now. I do think it is possible for them to cover that 1.5. And at plus 170, I definitely take a swing at that. So, as you see, you know, we have an all MLB slate on the card, but I do feel there's a lot of value out there in these games. As I mentioned, there are a few markets that I will be trying to target as numbers come out. And really, that's the name of the game. You know, you try and find the value where you can in some of these markets. You try and find a hot team. You try and find a trend that's working well. You know, the Mets are 4-0 on their last 4 Sunday games. Does that mean they'll win this Sunday? Not necessarily. But these are the trends that you like to see. And in baseball, for whatever reason, there are unusual trends that'll exist within teams. Some teams, for whatever reason, play better on day games. Some teams, for whatever reason, play better on certain days versus others. And, you know, some people believe this factors in more than others. Me, you give me a trend, well, that trend's backed up by stats. And so I'll definitely I'll take it in view with the other information available, and I'll make my own opinion because that's all we can do in this game. So, you know, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you like the content. Leave your questions and comments below. Are there any games that you're on this Father's Day? You know, let me see what everybody out there is picking. You know, turn those notifications on because you may be missing out on a pop-up episode here and there. You know, DWeezy and Backyard Action Media will be delivering a lot of content. Hopefully, here in the near future, you'll be getting even more content. I may be even doing a bit of a partnership with another channel. So keep your eyes and ears open. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Smash those bets, and hopefully we can find some winners. Everybody take care out there, y'all.